Good afternoon, everyone. This is Jared Rand, and welcome to the Global Guided Meditation Call for Saturday, January 15th, 2022, 3 p.m. Eastern. Each of us, every one of us, can choose to be happy right now. No matter if you are super rich or dirt poor, forever young or old as the sun. Happiness is always a choice any of us can make, an opportunity to take. Just for today, explore what choosing happiness feels like. Do it as an experiment to prove that you can simply redirect the mind and choose happiness anytime as a life experience. Whenever you can, open your joy valve up and imagine the happy sensations are flowing into. Empower yourself with this awesome self-liberating treat. You can see how it is way easier to manifest everything you want in this life when a smile is smothered over your face. No matter what happens in this life, each moment is designed to be a super rich and enlightening journey overflowing with wonder. Today is your day to take your happy power back. See how fun and easy it is to enjoy your life continuously. It's always a choice for any of us. You know, we can choose to be miserable, angry, and upset, and carry that with us every day, bury it, carry it, bury it, carry it, and just build it up year after year after year. And I can guarantee you, when we end up leaving these bodies, we will be very disappointed on all the time we spent worrying, stressing, fearing, worrying, stressing, and fearing. Nothing matters so much that we should throw ourselves into a state of panic about it. No happening is so important that we should let ourselves be exiled from inner peace and mental calm for its sake. Paul Brunton. If there's one thing in this life that we are all scared of, it's fear. Yet, is fear really something we need to run away from like a coward and avoid? What would happen if we opened up, embraced fear, gave fear a big, cozy hug? It probably needs one by now, don't you think? The moment we turn inside and embrace whatever we are afraid of, something magical happens. You find the willingness to make anything happen. When you can move into fear, through fear, and out the other side, then becomes fearless. Fear becomes as frightening as a shadow, an imaginary obstacle blocking the light of your own radiant being. The truth is that all fear is illusory. Fear, we all know, false evidence appearing real. Our fears in this life are simply negative thought about our future wrapped up with contracted body sensations. Fear is a mental fabrication created by emotional needs that haven't been met. When we know ourselves as the source of love itself, then fear doesn't stand a chance in our lives. When fear rises, it becomes something you get to deal with. So I say get to, because you see these feelings as opportunities to push you deeper inside into the source of love. Fear forces us to feel what's at the innermost core of our being. This is the only place in the universe where you'll find true everlasting love, peace, safety, security, and the highest spiritual growth you could possibly ask for. Everything else, you'll find life to be quite illusory and always changing on you. It's good to know that fear is the hidden key to one of the greatest mysteries of this life. This is the mystery of mastering your existence. Once you've discovered how to overcome fear, you know what real trust and faith is. The deeper level of trust is what gives you complete mastery over your life. The deeper level of trust is what gives each of us complete mastery over our lives. Embracing fear requires that we step into our power and rediscover the deeper connection to the source of trust, love, and sweet gratitude that we have inside. Letting in the fear is the one thing we all need to push us deeper inside, past our comfort zones, so we uncover the spiritual being living within us. It's exactly what we need to transcend the limiting human condition we are all facing. Once you start embracing fear, you'll know how to make decisions. Making the right decision in this life takes being willing to make the wrong decision. It requires that you are truly fearless and willing to be wrong about anything, so that life becomes a massive cosmic learning adventure. If you want to be confident about every decision you make, simply step back. See your life from the grand scope of things. On a soul level, there truly is no such thing as a wrong decision. It just might take you a little bit longer to reach your final destination if you choose left instead of right. When you remember that you're an eternal being on an infinite journey through this life and beyond, it doesn't matter. You won't break a sweat on the small stuff because you'll realize it's all small stuff. When all decisions come from this fearless place that knows you're on an infinite journey, you will ultimately initiate choices that only result in playful, positive, enjoyable outcomes. Thinking will not overcome fear, but action will. Thinking will not overcome fear, but action will. W. Clement Stone. To begin your own personal fear-conquering adventure, you first need to practice knowing that you are separate from the voice of fear. That frightful, scary voice that goes off in your head is not you. You are the awareness who is aware of that voice. You are the listener who is listening, the watcher watching. If that voice causes a feeling of panic, terror, or anxiety in you, it's because you're buying into the dramatic story of this imaginary voice. You are allowing it to feed you a frightful experience. And as you come to get to know and listen for this special voice, you'll see it is separate from you. Then you can start knowing yourself as the soul or awareness who is untouched by it. The more you realize that you are the pure awareness that is watching and listening from afar to the voice of fear, the easier it becomes to not get so involved in its drama. You then discover the power to make a clear decision about what you want to create in your future and have just taken your first step to overcoming fear. The next step is to get into the habit of taking one long, deep breath into your body anytime you feel fear. Hold this deep breath as long as you can. Allow all the scary thoughts in your mind and fearful body sensations to burn through you. Give yourself permission for any fearful sensations to enter your body completely. This allowing experience becomes like a great fire that cleanses your fear channels and awakens your ego from its slumber. Let fear serve its purpose in keeping you from falling asleep at the wheel of your life. Allow your heart to pound, your blood rise to a boil, and your gut get wrenched because your mind believes something horrible is going to happen. Feel the fear and jump, dive, leap into it with a wild abandon. Shayna's weapon. The more you can allow fear to come in, the more alive you'll feel, and the faster fear leaves you. The more you can allow fear to come in, the more alive you'll feel, and the faster fear leaves you. After the fire has burned through you, a great aliveness takes over. This is where tremendous clarity occurs and becomes an adventure, an avenue, where big life decisions can become effortless, fun, and easy. Anytime you allow fear to take over your entire body, watch what games your mind tends to play. It may try doing backflips to avoid feeling what you're really afraid will happen. Get to know yourself intimately. That is another divine purpose of fear. Watch the mind very closely and notice if there's one particular scene or movie frame from its magnificent horror story that it clings to more than the others. Then take this movie clip out, view the entire scene from beginning to end, watch it with wonder, and let a simple, soft, pure awareness penetrate through it. Notice the bodily sensations that arise in every segment of your scary scene. You can allow room for excitement to enter by knowing yourself to be an eternal being who has watched millions of these types of movies. After you've played the scene through, felt the core of your fear has completely moved through your body, release the breath and let it go. You may need several deep breaths to do this exercise depending on the size of your fear. After the fire of fear has cleansed you, you'll find it's easy to see this imaginary illusion with a positive, productive perspective. Fear only becomes powerful when you give it power. Fear only becomes powerful when you give it power. Robin Sharma. The final step on this terrifying journey is befriending the voice of fear. After the fire has left, approach your fear as if it was an old friend who was trying to teach you something very important about yourself or your life. Come to know and understand that this voice of fear is the path to freedom itself. Any experience which causes any of us to feel contracted, time-bound, hurried, rushed, or unable to relax means we have something to learn about true freedom. Once we truly know ourselves as spiritual beings, these experiences won't touch us. As we get to know ourselves, understand our habitual fear patterns and negative ideas our inner gremlins addicted to, then we can approach them with a very conscious, loving embrace. We can have compassion with ourselves and take that one baby step towards embracing our fear. That's really all we need. One baby step towards our fear instead of away from it. Do this, and you've just discovered you have nothing to fear. In a single moment, you can find freedom by merging with fear. With just one baby step, you can transform your inner world into a state of harmony and peace with what is. To truly understand something is to find peace with it. When we know and understand that fear is necessary to know love, we will start moving towards embracing it. We simply cannot know what real love is unless we have known great fear. Fear is the polar opposite of love, and love is what propels us to move beyond our fear. We live in a universe that is filled with polarities. So without fear, love could not even exist. We need fear to know love and we know love through embracing fear. Once we embrace all of our deepest and darkest fears, only then does peace prevail. Through this deep, complete surrender, we can know that who and what we truly are is fearless and cannot die. Once our heart has accepted the fact that love and fear come together as one package deal, we will find tremendous peace as we flow in and out of them both. This peace is all we need to make our life decisions based in love and not from any fear. So do a little work on yourself. Stop and think about what you're truly afraid of in your life right now. Just pick the worst thing you can think of and get it over with. Notice how this fear shows up in your body. Now dig a little deeper and see exactly what is causing you to be afraid. Why are you afraid of this one particular thing and not something else? Look at how and when this fear shows up in your life. When you stop to look at the roots of your fear, you'll start to unravel the pattern. You'll see how it has been with you weaving in and out of your entire life. Yes, fear is a gift from the universe, a great teacher, and once you stop running from it, you'll start learning how to master it. Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate, but that we are powerful beyond measure. Marianne Williamson. All fear is excitement in disguise. Once you reprogram your brain to flip the negative thinking into positive thinking, the possibilities are endless. Fear is the most awesome awakening force in our lives, and is that one force that is teaching us how to be unstoppable and fearless. If you'd like to reprogram your brain with fearless thinking, you can do it. So if you will, go to the place where you're not going to be interrupted, and I'm sure we all are. And the first thing that we care to do is, number one, always relax the body. You relax the body through the breath. They go hand in hand. You guide the breath in through the nose and out through the mouth, easy, steady, slowly. And as you do this, the body surrenders. It relaxes. All of the stress and the fear and the anxiety and worry, whatever any of us are carrying at this moment, is let go of. And whenever we have these things, because we all do, whenever they come in, and then we never, it's not like we know what time they're coming in and how long they're going to be around, but whenever they just show up out of the clear blue, face them. You're focused on your breath, you're relaxing the body. These things the ego mind will try to get you to shift gears and get into the fear thing. And you choose to do this. You set your fears on the couch, and you turn and you look at one and you say, okay, so here's this fear that keeps haunting me. It goes, it comes, it goes, it comes and goes, it comes and goes. Why? Why do I have this fear? Now, many of us won't do that. Many of us will just ignore them, see? And then we say, well, it'll go away. If I don't give it any attention, it'll go away. But it just keeps surfacing. And you leave it alone. You just don't face it. But when you face your fears, it's the biggest part of releasing the fear and experiencing bliss. And after a while, as you do this, it becomes automatic, which is good. Anything that bubbles up. It's always the ego mind. Insecurity. Not enough. More. Whatever it may be through the ego mind. The interesting thing is these bodies were created, these physical bodies, for us, the gods, to get into and then experience. So what do we inherit with these bodies? Now, the interesting thing is that we have this amnesia, so we don't know what we are when we enter the body. So the challenge for each of us is to discover the God that we are in the body, so that we're not the body, we're the God. But in the beginning, we believe we're the body. We believe that's all there is. And many, throughout their existence, mostly believe they're the body. They don't believe they're the God. They believe that the God is somewhere else. The God is out there. God is a being in the sky that's looking over you. This is why so many people fear leaving the body. But facing the fears will set each of us free. It's a choice. We either choose to or don't. And then it's like excess baggage. We just keep collecting and carrying, collecting and carrying, collecting and carrying. Focusing on the breath, divine positive energy. Reason why is it divine positive energy? Because when we enter these bodies, we give the body energy, power. It comes online. We power the body. As we do that, it breathes. Lungs come online, they start breathing. And that breath sustains the very physical vessel that we are powering, so that we can experience physical life. Organic physical life. So the breath relaxes the body, flushes the mind, sedates the ego, and eliminates the chatter. And all you're doing is you're in the only thing you're in is the now, the moment to moment. And I can guarantee you, when you practice that and you get to the point where you are always in the now, you will be completely free of all the worry, of all the stress, of all the fear, all the anxiety, worried about what other people think of you, worry about what other people are going to say to you about you. You're really free. That's what happens. It doesn't move you anymore. And that's why we practice it so much all the time. You're cognizant of it. You're aware. I'm going to focus on my breath. And what does that do? It stays anger. It does. It stays a lot of things. Stills it. You leave the ego mind alone when you're focused on your breath and in the now. You leave it alone. You don't interact with it. That's why the mind chatter is gone. You ever notice that when you have a situation in your life and you resolve it, right? You ever notice that a new one immediately replaces it? Because the ego, you've got to have that stuff. See, how many times have people said to themselves, "Well, I got rid of this problem, and all of a sudden here's several more." Is this ever going to end? Type thing. And all along, we're the ones creating it. The God that you are is the key to the easy functioning of that body that you're in. And it's imperative that we focus on gentle, kind, generous, and humble with yourself. And also, deep gratitude 24/7, no matter what's happening outside of you. These are all key factors on our transition to going deeper within and then meeting the God that we are. Now, if you were to look in the body that you're not, right? You're not the name, not the character, not the personality, not your status. You're the God within the body. So you should be able, any of us should be able to see in the body, to feel the physical energy that we give the body. And when we do that, we notice that in these bodies there are 7 lights from the tailbone to the top of the head. Those 7 lights are called chakras. The definition of chakra is wheel. So these are wheels of light, spiritual etheric energy. And we, the God, flow through them because we are spiritual etheric energy, omnipotently powerful. So we're connected to every part of these bodies, head to toe, inside and out, every single cell, right down to the quantum quark, blood flow, oxygen, everything. There isn't anything that we are not aware of with these bodies that we're in. So this eventually, when we come full circle, we will have learned that we are the power of healing. So when we're in these bodies, we can heal them. We know whatever's going on, we can heal it. And we're not there yet, but we're pointed in that direction. Now, we all reminisce and we all have memories and we all enjoy some of those memories because we visit them. Nostalgia. And we also visit some that aren't too pleasant. And we have a personal library, which is the subconscious mind. And the subconscious mind, it absorbs everything. It doesn't matter if it has anything to do with you or not. It absorbs it all and stores it there. Everybody else's thought, idea, everything, it stores it. Good, bad, and ugly. So, you go in there, it's really packed. It truly is packed. But we don't stay there long anyway because we open the book and we look at the pictures and we view the motion and then we leave. Turn off the light, shut the door. And there's a lot of room in there that could be made by letting go and removing a lot of those books that aren't even yours. They're not your thoughts. They're not your experiences. Isn't that amazing? So you free up the subconscious mind. You do house cleaning on it every so often so that you can put your generated thoughts and experiences in there. So we know that we're the God in the body, that we're not the body. We know this through the heart-mind. We also know that some of us, right, are consciously aware to a certain extent. Some of the light energy beings. And you picture yourself standing on a golden circle. And you look straight ahead and you see a path. The path that you're standing on is the now. And you look ahead and you see these beautiful golden shimmering trees, the leaves, the bark, the branches, everything. Golden shimmering. And they formed a canopy on that path. You look at the path itself, and it appears to be a really vibrant emerald green flaming kind of light grass, it appears. And the path on the left is the same, which is the past, and the path on the right, which is the future, is the same. But those are they show where. So we all go into the past, and we all reminisce, like I said. If we don't stay there, some of us stay there, and I don't believe it's consciously. I believe it's unconsciously. And they stay there so long that they end up taking that past into a future that doesn't exist. They create that past. They create that future from that past, and they relive that past in that future. This is why a lot of people will say, no matter what we do, we always end up here. All of us go into the future because we want to know ahead of time, don't we? Well, a lot of us want to know ahead of time. So we aren't aware that we're creating the future in the now. We don't think about that. And as another thing, we usually are not in the now. We're either in the past or the future. So we go into the future and we ask, usually external authorities, when am I going to be, healthy enough to enjoy my life, or when am I going to have enough money to enjoy my life, or when am I going to have lifelong romantic relationship, or when am I going to have a better job, and when am I going to make more money, and all of these things. When am I going to be able to do the things I want to do? And we usually don't. We get answers from like psychics and tarot and astrology. We get answers, insights, right? But how many times do we ever experience them? We don't. So doesn't it make sense to be in the now? Focus on the breath, be in the now. Drop the noise, the mind chatter, the ego mind, and be the watcher instead of the participant. And then you learn as you watch the ego mind and not judge them, and so that you can end up turning them in. You can be the master of them, not the other way around, which is the case with many of us. Now we know that as the gods that we are in these bodies, we are the heaven. Heaven isn't a place, heaven is you. Heaven is each and every one of us. The body is earth, heaven on earth. We are literally heaven on earth. And every step we take, we are creating paradise. Literally. Not only that, we are shining our light 360 degrees, 24/7. What is the light? It's the God, the kingdom of God. It is the pure consciousness. It is the God source. It is the highest of the highest high, deepest of the deepest deepest, purest of the purest purest, eternal love. And we're shining that. That's the highest frequency. And we flood this planet, infinity and beyond, with it. Head to toe, inside and out. All life, the highest supreme value in the universe. And we may, when we choose to leave these bodies, we will have learned that we are the light, that we don't follow the light because we are the light. And by being consciously aware that we know that we are of and from the highest of the highest high, the deepest of the deepest deepest, and the purest purest, eternal love. Now we know that parts of us parts. We have certain parts of us, the gods that we are, that are asleep. They're with us all the time because they're part of us. They just don't participate. Then we have other parts of us that are consciously aware. Either way, you look at this planet. You go outside in the outer atmosphere, far away enough so you can see the entirety of the globe. You would see that it glowed. Not only that, you would notice that all the lights around it in this universe are like lit candles in darkness. Dim. Now, all the light energy beings and all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. The numbers are in the gigaplexes. One gigaplex fills this universe with not even 1 square inch of sacred space to spare. These are trillions of gigaplexes from trillions of universes. Then, these universes are inside of other universes. And it continues infinity and beyond. It never ends. Now, this includes the archangels, the cherubim, the seraphim, the archetypes, the ascended masters, Kuan Yin, Maitreya, Buddha, Lakshmi, Ganesh, Gaia, Saint Germain, Christ, El Morya, Abundantia, Pel, Thoth, Yahweh, Yeshua. All of the inhabitants of inner earth, hollow earth, Agartha, and beneath her. All the off-worlders, galactic, celestials. All of our loved ones who have ascended out of body in this lifetime and all lifetimes that we've inhabited. Now, the galactics, celestials, and off-worlders. Over 1,000 species, civilizations travel through the solar system every day. Trillions throughout the universes every day. We are familiar with a small group. Pleiadians, Sirians, Arcturians, Andromedans, Felines, Zeta Reticuli, Anunnaki, Nords, Greys, Draco, Reptilian, Golden Pyramid, Avian. Now, this particular group's been assisting us in our evolution, ascension, enlightenment, freeing ourselves from our own self-imposed bondage and our own self-imposed slavery. Now, the archangels, they're a civilization that vibrated at a different frequency than we do. We don't see them like we see each other, but we do interact with them pretty much quite a bit throughout many lifetimes. It could be someone that you don't even know that you strike up a conversation with. This conversation could be a few minutes. You get the feeling that comes over you and say, that was an angel. They're there to help you. They're there to help us. They're there to support us and strengthen and teach, because the God within them is no different than the God within us. Now, they have a message they deliver to us, and they deliver it in just endless ways. Sometimes we get it. Sometimes we don't. No biggie. But when we do get it, we understand that isn't it magna-glorious, splendiferous, stupendous to be alive in these bodies? And that's bliss, to understand that. Because you see, and most of us don't know this, we don't know the sensation or the feeling of understanding through these bodies that when we leave them and the gods that we are, we don't have any of these sensations that we experience in these physical forms. We don't cry, we don't laugh, we don't eat, we don't drink. We don't do a lot of things, the gods that we are outside the body. We don't view sunsets or sunrises or anything like that. And see, then you start to understand how easily we are seduced as the gods into these bodies, because of all the sensations we experience. Isn't it amazing how we take these bodies for such granted? It is, isn't it? We do. None of us are exempt from it. That's why practicing being in the now and being in deep gratitude, no matter what's going on around you, is imperative. Now, they can surround any one of us at any one time in the tens of thousands or tens of millions. Reason is because of their vibrational frequency, they can hold a large number in a small area. And if you choose, you ask them, within a blink of the eye, they'll be surrounding you, and you will be in bliss. You said that masters, they have ascended into physical form, mastered physical form, ascended out of physical form, hold pure God form, pure consciousness. We have ascended into physical form. We are mastering physical form. We are creating our experiences to perfect our creation. Now, light energy beings, because of the eyes that we have with these bodies, we only see 1% of what is. And we don't see the light energy beings in the different light spectrums, the red, the infrared, the violet, the ultraviolet. But we don't see them. They come in shapes, color, sizes, forms, configurations. But there is a group that we interact with on a daily basis. Part of it, fairies, the sprites, the elves, the gnomes, the dwarves, the trees, the trolls, the elementals, earth, air, water, fire, ether, wood, mermaid, the dolphin, the whale, the pegasus, the unicorn, the centaur, the minotaur. Now ask yourself this question. It might seem silly, but it's worth asking. The bodies that we're in, that we power, could they sustain us without air? No. Could they sustain us without water? No. What about fire? No. Ether? No. Wood? No. We are intimately interactive with this particular group of light energy beings. In other words, they house the God within them. Some carry physical form, some don't. Now, we're all gathered. It doesn't matter if one of us, 10 of us, 100 of us, a billion, a trillion, are a billion light years away. That's the illusion. Illusion of separation. That's the illusion. We're all one. And we're gathered here for the complete liberation of this planet Earth, Gaia, Arya, and this now. Complete liberation. No cutting corners. We're in full compassion, non-judgment, non-ego, non-negativity, stillness of mind, gentleness, kindness, generosity, and humbleness, bliss, joy, peace, tranquility, benevolence, prosperity, abundance. And we are all one. We are all love. And we are all God. And our God force love light energy is in all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. And it continues to intensify, it continues to grow, and it continues to expand. We immediately form a circle of light around the equator of this planet Earth, Gaia, Arya, and this now. Where does this light emanate? Where does it come from? It comes from the God source within each and every single one of us. It is the highest of the highest high, the deepest of the deepest deepest, and the purest of the purest purest eternal love. And it is so bright that it grays out the darkness of sacred space. It would take 1 billion trillion suns to even come close to its brightness. And it's flooding this planet, head to toe, inside and out, all life, the highest supreme values in the universe. we begin to ascend above the planet. We come into full contact with this massive ocean of glitter. This isn't like glitter you would see on this planet. It's way beyond that. And the best way to describe it is a grand finale fireworks show that we've never even come close on this planet to performing. And laser light show that we've never been able to perform at this level on this planet. And the ballroom globe, you've seen them? They turn slowly, reflect light. But this ballroom globe is 1 trillion times larger, 1 trillion times more intense. Combining all of that into one, that comes close to describing the ocean of glitter. Now we're curious, so we go to the reflective points. And as soon as we do, we notice these little tiny microscopic mirrors, perfectly etched, and we enter them, and we discover that all of us are learning and teaching and learning, all the time. The misunderstanding that we have, as we've been taught, that the tree is life, the gods of the life, it gives the tree life. Every physical form houses a god. The god experiences the physical form, but the god, while experiencing the physical form, powers the physical form, gives that physical form life. When the god leaves that physical form no longer has life. This is how we learn. Lots of us are preoccupied, distracted with the material physical world. So we don't see this. We miss a lot because we're so distracted. And when you start to realize that even the martial arts came from one viewing life. You could go out, you could sit in the forest, and you would be so occupied and mesmerized by all the life and what it's teaching you. We have everything we need. We're equipped to the hilt in this life, in all lives. We're either students or teachers or students or both. We're immediately met with the emerald green flaming healing light of Archangel Raphael. This is a column of light that we created to remind us all, the gods that we are the power of healing. We are then met with the violet, blue, purple flaming light of Archangel Michael. This is a column of light we created to remind us all, the gods that we are, of our omnipotent power, strength, and resolve. We are then met with the white fire. This is a column of light that we created to remind us all that from head to toe, inside and out, we are protected 24/7, infinity and beyond. We're protected from all the demons, attachments, possessions, lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies. Our frequency is high, very high, so they can't sustain themselves around that type of frequency, so they either vaporize or they leave. So we're always protected. We're never not. Yet, only you have the power that if you decide to lower your vibrational frequencies low enough, whether consciously or unconsciously, through hatred, greed, anger, fear, envy, hurry, revenge, anxiety, stress, you will create a breach in your white fire armor, enough so to allow lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies to come flooding in. Now, if you do decide to do this, you're immediately met with a double column of light. The first part of this column we created, which is the purple transmuting flame. We created this to remind us all that we can bring in the purple transmuting flame. We can transmute all these lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies into neutral light substance, sending them to pure consciousness where they are no more. The second half of this column of light is the violet ray. We created this part of the column of light to remind us all that we can bring in the violet ray. We can cleanse and purify the area where these lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies were, sealing the breach in our white fire armor, restoring our vibrational harmony of the highest high, deepest of the deepest, deepest, purest of the purest, purest, eternal love, gratitude, and peace. We are then met with the golden white pink light. This is a column of light that we created to remind all of us, the gods that we are within these bodies, that we are the sun. We are the sunlight. We are the ray and the rainbow. We are the sunsets and the sunrises. We are the oceans, the rivers, the lakes, the streams, the trees, the forests, the soils, the animals, the mountains, the skies, the clouds. We're everything. Everything is us. So the next time, usually when we see sunset, sunrises, ocean views, mountain views, we say to ourselves, isn't that just beautiful? But in reality, since we are supreme reality, it's you. That is the God that I am. Always has been. Always will be, ever, beyond, and forever. It's you. You're the splendor. You're the beauty. You're the majesty. The God that you are. We continue to ascend above the planet. And as we do, some of us step outside our physical form and hover effortlessly above it. And the reason we do this is because it's fun. And we can do it. We come into full contact with this massive crystalline tower. We created it, larger than the solar system and beyond. Now, in the center of the column, we see this oblong sphere. In the center of the sphere, we see this golden white ball of light. Now, surrounding the golden white ball of light are these numerous rings of multicolored light, which seem like they never end. All of this creates this super bright, super white, cloudy, misty form. And it's sparkling and it's glittering, and you can see electrical arcs in it. And it immediately is absorbed through our heart minds. It is like a warm embrace that never ends. The golden white bowl of light is the highest of the highest high, the deepest of the deepest, deepest, and the purest of the purest, purest, eternal love. And then comes gratitude, well-being, gentleness, kindness, generosity, and humbleness, bliss, joy, peace. Tranquility, benevolence, tremendous prosperity, tremendous abundance. And we discover that all of this is a reflection of the gods that each and every one of us are. Now, at the top of this column, we designed it so the golden ocean can come cascading down 360 degrees, 24/7, infinity and beyond. And it's flooding this planet head to toe, inside and out. We are swimming in this golden ocean. It is the highest of the highest high, the deepest of the deepest, deepest, and the purest of the purest, purest, eternal love. We are drops of this golden ocean. We also hold the essence of this golden ocean. The drops of the golden ocean is drops. The only illusion is separation. We see our meditative sphere. It's that center circle. We created this sphere almost 4 years ago. It holds almost 1,800 of our meditations in perpetual motion. And all of them, all of us, hundreds of millions, on and off, were gathered consciously aware, liberating this planet completely, head to toe, inside and out. And these meditations in perpetual motion, they continue to intensify, expand, and grow. They don't lessen, ever. You can plug into them anytime you choose. This universe is our playground. You can be whom you ever choose to be. There are no rules on who you can or cannot be. So who do you want to be today? What thoughts and beliefs do you most want to have that will take your life in this new direction? Create an inner map for yourself, a guide that arrives at your ideal future state of mind. Start by exploring what thoughts you like to think about and write them down. What does your favorite teacher or master usually say? Think about or focus on. What will it feel like for others to be around you when you're in this new state of mind? Randomly ask yourself several times today, what am I thinking? Is this thought creating who I want to become? I'll join you in a meditation, and I'll return to close us out. Take an easy breath in through the nose. And an easy breath out through the mouth. Move easily and slowly. Look even deeper within. What is generating your thoughts? Where is the source of the thoughts that are coming through your mind right now? Ask yourself randomly today, if you are not this whirlwind of thoughts, who are you? Then look beneath them and beyond them. Sit with this question for at least 10 minutes today. Where are my thoughts coming from? The infinite universe, pure consciousness, and change are the only three constant things in life. Meditate on them all throughout your day today. Practice embracing this truth on all levels, mentally, physically, and emotionally. Let this truth seep deeply into your core. Take this with you for the rest of the day, into the evening and night and the following morning. We will return here Sunday, January 16th, 2022, 3 p.m. Eastern, to continue our global guided meditation call.